Hello everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to modify your text. I'm going to teach you how to add some text formatting. I'm going to teach you how to create comments in your web page, and I'm going to teach you how to create lists or structure your text into lists so that it's easier for you to you know kind of organize your information. Um, First of all, let's talk about bold and italic, right? Bold and italics are things that you will um, uh, probably use in order to emphasize certain parts of your text. If you use bold, then it's going to make your text stand out even more. And it's actually pretty easy to do. Um, One thing we can do with HTML elements, as we've seen so far, is we can put elements inside of other elements. For example, these two paragraph elements are inside the body element, right? And the body element is inside the header or the HTML element, obviously. I'm actually going to put those in just a little bit. So the body element is inside the HTML element, and um, these paragraph elements are inside the body. Well, just like we do that, we can actually put elements inside of our paragraph element. And the element we want to put in there is a bold element, or a B. Now notice that when I created the open tag, it actually automatically created the close tag for me as well, which is fine, but my text, I want to put it inside of there. So I'm actually going to drag this. Oh, I'm going to actually cut this, Control X, and go over here and Control V to paste it on the inside. So now that text is bold. That is bold text. I'm going to save that. Um, and I actually don't have that page open yet, so let's go to that page here. Oh, I think it's in my documents folder. So, a documents folder. And it's right there, examples.html. Let's open that guy up so we can see that now that text is bold. Okay, so that text is bold. And the nice thing is, because it's an element itself, we can actually, if let's say we only want one word to be bold, so we can do this. We can do bold, Control S, go back to our web page, F5, and now only that word is bold. So we can actually only bold or italic or put emphasis on specific words inside the paragraph element if we want. Let's do the same thing with italics. Now italics are just as difficult as a bold, which is to say not very difficult. We just use I. So this I element is for italics. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that again. Let's Control Z. And inside here, we'll do type italic. All right, Control S, and we'll go back to our web page. And when we refresh, we can see now that word is italicized, which is exactly what we're looking for. And by doing that, we can actually format our text in any way we want. If you look at the W3 Schools page that I linked, the HTML text formatting page, you can see that there are tons of ways we can do this. We can use strong, we can use EM for emphasis, we can use mark for marked text, we can do small, deleted, inserted, superscript, subscript. There are all kinds of ways we can format the elements on our page. And you can play around with those, do the exercises, and learn this concept because it's an important one. All right, so let's talk about comments, because comments are extremely important. If you've ever done any kind of computer programming, you know that comments are extremely important for organizing our information and making it so that we can leave little notes to ourselves that the user won't be able to see, right? And so when I look at my web page the way it is now, it displays my text, because if I just put text on here with no paragraph element, it's going to assume that I want that to be a paragraph element. It's inside my body, which means it's going to be put on my page in some way. So it just assumes that it's going to be a paragraph. But what if I want this comment to not be displayed by or not be displayed on my web page at all, right? What I can do is I can create a comment. And the way I create a comment is I have my, I do my less than symbol with an exclamation point and two hyphens. And notice everything after that is now grayed out. That's because I need to have my close tag for my comment, which is 2 hyphens and a greater than, or less than, or whatever that, yeah, greater than. So now this is a comment, which means when I save this and go back to my web page and hit F5, that comment goes away. It's no longer on my page. I can't see it as a user. But if I was to inspect the page and look at my actual code, I will be able to see that I do have a comment here, right? So I can leave comments to other developers that are working on this page with me, or just comments for myself so that I can remember what I'm supposed to be doing or what each section does, right? Perfect. Okay, I'm going to close that out. Let's go back to our page here. So I've added a comment. Now I want to talk about lists. There are 2 kinds of lists that you can have on a web page. And the 2 lists that you can have are ordered lists and unordered lists, okay? And the difference between those is with an ordered list, you get each item in your list is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's going to be actually numbered in that order. Um, uh, the first element will be 1, the second element will be 2, the third will be 3, and so on and so forth. In an unordered list, there will be no numbers. It'll just be dots, like bullets, basically, like a bulleted list in, say, a Microsoft Word document or whatnot. So let's actually do an unordered list first. So the way you create an unordered list is you type UL, you create an UL element for unordered list. And inside the UL element, you have a couple of items, right? The LI element is for list item. And for every item in your list, you would just type an LI, and then inside you would type whatever you want to be in that list. So, for example, if I want to make a list of my favorite video games, I would say The Last of Us, and we'll do an LI and say Far Cry 5, and I'm playing the new God of War right now, and it's pretty good, so I'll put that in there. That looks pretty good so far. We've got to add, Fallout 4, obviously, because that's a great game. It's one of my favorites. And since we're talking about Bethesda, let's go ahead and add Skyrim, because Skyrim's great. So now I have an unordered list of all my favorite games, not in any particular order because I like them all relatively equally. So this is my unordered list. And if I save my work and I go back to my web page and refresh it, I will now see that I have a list that is formatted so that it's all bulleted and each item on the list is put there exactly the way I want it to be. And that's great. That is fantastic. I feel like I'm zoomed in. Nope. All right. Or zoomed out. But yeah, that looks good. Okay. Let's go back and let's talk about ordered lists now. So literally the same thing I just did here, I can do with an ordered list. And the only difference is instead of UL, it's OL. That's literally the only difference, right? So for an ordered list, I do OL, and inside I have list items. And let's say this is my list of, I don't know, my favorite movies, or now let's do my favorite TV shows. Sure, why not? So each list item is going to be my top favorite TV shows. My very favorite, absolute favorite TV show is The Simpsons. My second favorite TV show would have to be, I don't know, Game of Thrones. And let's say my third favorite TV show is, I really like Rick and Morty. So let's say that's my list of TV shows that I like. Now, if I've done everything correctly, when I refresh my page, I should get a list, 1, 2, 3, right? So let's see if that actually works. And I did, right? So that's my ordered list, my top 3 favorite TV shows in order. Now, this right here is a way for you to help to organize your information properly. So if you now you know how to create lists, both unordered and ordered. You know how to italicize and bold and add comments to your page. Let's go ahead and take a look at our page source here really quickly and just see what we have here. So we have our head, which I haven't created a title here. I have my body with a couple paragraph elements with my bold and my italic. I have my comment here, which is important. And I have my unordered list with all my items in it. And I have my ordered list with my items in it. Perfect. So those elements right there are all you need to complete the assignment for this week and take the quiz. If you understand this stuff, if you understand these concepts, then you'll do just fine on the next assignment. Remember, what we're doing for this entire first term is we are going to add content to our web page in a specific way. So, you know, the web page will grow as we learn more skills. So now you have a couple new skills that you can add to your web page. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you get to work and move on to the next week when you are finished. All right. Thanks for paying attention. I'll see you next time.